crazies, my name's Angela, I'm the Crazy Poppy Lady, and welcome back to a Throwback Friday number 5. So I had to take a sneaky look then. Right, so as you know, we do a bit of a looky back at some of my really old videos, and I like to do a little bit of a description and add anything extra in that I clearly missed out first time round. So here we go, let's get on with it. Right, so the very first video is Help Looking for Discounted Yarn. Now this was put up on the 9th of April 2020. Now I wasn't on the beg, okay, and I'm still not on the beg, but I still haven't found it. So if you can raid your stash and have a look, especially for the greeny one, the Aldi one, if you've got that and you're in the UK, and give me a message and we will sort out a trade or a swap for maybe an Aldi yarn that I've got that you haven't got that you would like. Right, and in regards to the other yarn, I still haven't found it. I bought it on holiday, but you'll find that out in a few moments when I set the video going. So here it is. Here is Help Looking for Discounted Yarn. Hiya, welcome back to the Crazy Poppy Lady. I'm Angela, and today I'm on a bit of a begging mission. Now I'm looking for 2 different types of yarn. Right, the first yarn I bought in Aldi's in the UK about 2 or 3 events ago. Now I've been keeping an eye out and I still can't find it, and I'm halfway through making a humongous shawl, and I really don't want to frog it back. I really want to finish it because it's just for me. So I will just click over now to my secondary camera and I'll show you which one it is. Okay, so the first one is the So Crafty double knit yarn mint. There we go, and it's 100% acrylic, 100 grams. Now ideally I need 4 balls of this one. Okay, and the second ball is this one. It's a very strange wool. It looks similar to an eyelash yarn, but as you can see it is really short. Now I would love to find quite a few balls of this one again if possible, ideally 4. Now the second ball that I showed you, I actually picked up in Portugal in a shop that was closing down, so I can't ask my friends that live over there to go back to the same shop and get me some more and send it to me. So if you are able to find a stockist for this, or you've spotted it in your search for something else, if you could pop the link below in the messages, you'd be saving me so much time trying to search and find it out. And if you have any of the So Crafty mint that you're happy to let go of, maybe we can do a trade, a swap, or I'll purchase it from you. If you could pop me a message down below and I'll try and keep my eye out for it, and hopefully one of you crazy people will be able to help me out. Right, I will see you all soon. I'm about to record video number 3, which is why I'm wearing the same outfit as 2 days ago. See you later. Goodbye. Right, so that's the completed whips, the begging, and the yarn haul. Done. Oh dear. Right, so a little explanation on the next one. And now our next one is Paul for the NHS, and the screen says he doesn't do tricks. Yes, this is a Liam video. It was his debut on the channel. Now when he started doing this, the UK had started doing clap for the NHS, so people would be going out to the front of their properties and they would all clap and cheer for the NHS, and it would be like a 2-minute thing. Now Liam has a bit of anxiety when it comes to noises and sounds that he doesn't recognise. So I have to work on different things. So of course fireworks are an issue if they're not when he expects them to be. He's happy if it's a display evening, say the actual 5th of November. He will happily come and sit out in the garden with me and chill out, laying on the grass with his legs up in the air, watching the fireworks go over. He is happy with that. But the 3 weeks before and the 5 weeks after, no, because it's just random bangs and it sort of puts him on guard. So with this clapping, it also did the same thing. It also put him on guard, so he started getting a bit dubious. So what I actually did was I took him out on the front doorstep, and people shouted, like my local neighbours shouted out, "Ooh, Liam," before they started clapping to help me out, to get him used to the idea that they weren't going to be doing anything untoward or to upset him. So I thought, well, he's still a little nervous. I want to turn it into a game. I want to make it enjoyable for him to join the family doing the clap for the NHS. And that's where this video came in. I hope you like it, and to be honest, it's a nice little game to play with your puppies or even your cats or the kids. Never know. Now Liam's in training. He wants to join in on Thursday's clap. So we've given him a saucepan. So now it's just a case of training him, isn't it, to touch the saucepan. Ready, Liam? Touch. Oh, good boy. Now this is day 2. We're only doing short, sharp 5-minute training with him. Liam, take your paw off. Good boy. Sit. Sit. Liam. Sit. Come on, monkey. Touch. Hey, good boy. Now, it took me some time to work out how to do to encourage him. Good boy. Okay. But hey, this boy does quite well when you're bribing him with food. Right, Liam, sit. Good boy. Touch. Good boy. So for anyone else that wants to join in on this one, if you've got your basic training where they will nose your hand to get you to open it like that. Oh, sorry, paw your hand. All you literally do is you've got to hold it over the saucepan, show them the treat, and then move your hand away quick while they touch it, and then hand them the treat. Okay, so for step 2 on training, I'm going to attempt to get him to put both paws on. Let's see if we can do it. Liam, touch. Liam. Oh, we can see the other part of the treat on the leg. Right. Liam, touch. Good boy. 2. Liam, touch. Touch. Good boy. Touch. Good boy. Other one. That one. Other one. Touch. Good boy. Down. Liam, take your hand away. I want that one. I want that paw. Right, so our next one is Happy Day Tuesday, Oops a Bit Late. Now, this is me attempting to do pretty much what I do on a Sunday now. So, and sort of getting the ideas together and putting it all together in different bits. So it's a little bit hit and miss, really. It really is hit and miss. But this one I am talking about my daughter's homework. I regurgitate about the yarn I'm on the hunt for, and I show you some projects that I have made using different creators' patterns, and there's also a couple of other bits, but I'll let you discover them ones. So here it is, Happy Day Tuesday. Oops, a bit late. Hello my crazies. Now before I get started on talking your ear off, if you would please leave me a little comment, like and subscribe to the channel and give me a thumbs up. It all really helps, and it keeps me sort of motivated to make more videos. Right, let's get on. Hello my crazies and welcome to Happy Day Tuesday. Oops, wind me up Wednesday. Forgot about it Thursday. Okay, sorry I've not been about this week. I've been a bit manic helping my daughter out with one of her art projects for school. This whole homeschooling lark's a bit strange for me because she's a pretty good student. She's tops at everything, so she doesn't normally ask for assistance with her with any of her subjects apart from maybe maths with me. But this time round, her art teacher set her a little project, which was to draw a mask. So she did that, and instead of doing it on paper, taking a photo and sending it in, she drew it up on her Photoshop on her computer, because she's very into her digital art. So she did that and she sent that to her teacher, and it only took her about an hour and a half. So she put a little message by the side saying, "Miss, this is really simple for me. Any chance I can make it?" Well, as her little sideline project last year, just before Halloween, she decided she was going to make herself a mask for Halloween. This thing is absolutely amazing. I haven't actually got it here, which is a shame. I don't know where she's hidden it, but she's definitely hidden it because I've already told her that I'm putting it up on the wall behind me, and I'll have all her masks lined up behind me, and she doesn't want, she's like, no, you're not having it. So she's done this amazing mask, and she'd started off with just a basic base mask, and then she built up with the paper mache, then she went on to clay, and she had wire attachments because it had like horns coming out. Then it had all got dried, and then it all got painted with about 15 different layers of paint. Every time I thought she'd stop, I thought she'd finished, and then the next day she would add more and add more and add more detail, until this mask that she'd made was finally finished. Now I have got photos of it, but they're not brilliant, but I'll pop a photo in here. So as you can see, that's pretty amazing, or at least I think it is, considering she's only 14. So of course her art teacher said, well, if you're bored, mate, go on then, make a mask. Don't get me wrong, I love her art teacher, and I love the fact that she's encouraging the children to do something or to think outside the box. But this has seriously backfired on me, this one. Seriously backfired. Because she's made up this mask, she's already painted it, but she's decided that she had wanted a more flatter texture for her mask, and she hadn't achieved it. So she's changed it around, and she's decided that now the mask that she's doing is going to have fur on it. So she looks at me, grins, and says, Mum, I know you got some fur yarn. Can I nab it? So I'm like, baby, I've got one ball in my entire collection of fur yarn that I haven't tried out yet. I've got this one ball, I said, and it's in grey. She went, well, can we dye it red and white? I'm like, actually, no, we can't. There is absolutely no way I'm going to dye this wool, because it cost me a chunk, because I got it when I was over in Australia. So I was like, no, you're not having it. And she looks at me, she grins and goes, well, I've been watching videos she goes on how to make hair and fur for toys. She's gone, so can I have some red and some white wool? So I'm like, okay, fine, here you go, here's the red, here's the white. Well, she sat there and she's cut out, sorry, I'm actually holding some. She's cut out strips of wool, and then she's tied it to a coat hanger, and she's there and she's brushing it, and it's going all the way across the carpet. And she's ending up with like that much, an inch if that, of usable wool at the end. And I'm going to her, baby, you're ripping more than you're using. I've got an idea. So of course I've sat there and I've separated this yarn into its strips, because it's like three weights, so it's got like 3 strips. So I'm sitting there and I'm separating it, and she's like, well, why are you doing that? I said, well, by separating it completely, it means then that there shouldn't be as much stress on the wool when you're brushing it out to get it to go as flat as possible. So that she's gone, Mum. I was like, yeah. She's like, can you help me with my homework? Little monkey. But of course I can't say no, because she never normally asks. So for the past 5 days I've been stripping the wool back so that I've got little 3 strips, and then she's decided that she wants 4 strips in each bundle, and then she brushes out for like 4 bundles or 5 bundles at a time. So to get her to do her homework, I have to make sure I've done mine first. So at the moment, that's how much I got done today. So there's about 60 strips on there so far, and I've got some more cut up ready to go. So this is why I haven't actually been hitting the videos and thinking up the tutorials or anything like that, is because I'm doing the kids' homework. So in regards to the amount I've actually stripped back, I'm looking at just coming up to the first 100 grams of white and around 50 grams of the red, and it's only gone to about here on the mask, so I've got the rest to go. So I'm thinking I'm going to end up stripping around 200 grams of white and 100 grams of red. Now if you ever decide to strip wool like this, it's a bit tedious, but I've found that the best out of my stash that I've got has actually been the Stylecraft, because it doesn't catch as much and it's quite smooth to pull out. So it's a little bit more expensive, but do you know what, for an art project for the kid, I don't mind coughing up a couple of extra quid for the wool. Right, so the only completed item I've made this week isn't actually one of my own designs. It is one of the designs by Fibre Fox Studios. It's called the Crochet Floral Lace and Granny Shawl. Now I've noticed that mine doesn't actually look exactly like Courtney's of working with patterns, so here it is. Now it's not been blocked or anything yet. This is literally, the stitching got finished last night, so here we go. I'm hoping you can see that quite nicely. It's got a beautiful lace effect. Now mine is a lot tighter on the stitch than Courtney's. She's although I use the same hook and hopefully the same weight yarn, I'm a tighter crocheter, so I know that if I ever do another one of Courtney's lacier patterns, I'm going to have to go up a hook size, or maybe even 2, to get the same effect. Now this one was actually done with one of the cakes that I got in one of my previous videos. It was the papaya cake, and this one is the colourway Pixie. Now I have had to add some different colourway at the end, but I tried to match it up as best I could with what was there. So this pink strand here is a different yarn, and so is the white. I don't think it sort of takes away from it or from the original cake. So there we go. I will pop a picture up in a second to show you what it looks like on my mannequin there. It was a really lovely video to follow. It's quite simple. It's just I kept having memory blocks and brain blocks, so it took me a lot longer to work through, especially the lace section. Grannies I can do, like really easy, but the lace, it sort of confused me a bit because I'm not used to having to turn my work midway through. And with the lace section, you do a section and then you flip it, then you do a bit more, and then you flip it, then you do a bit more, and then join it, and then move on to the next section of lace. So for me, that completely confused me until I think I was about here. So I only had about 6 or 7 of the little lace sections left to go in the entire shawl. So I've spent a lot of time upstairs so that my husband didn't have to hear Courtney repeating the same thing over and over and over again. So that's it for what I've crocheted this week. Right, so here's some good news. Aldi have got their yarn event coming up again next week, or within about the next 3 or 4 days, where you'll be able to purchase in store, but you can pre-order now online and get it delivered directly to the house. So that's for UK peeps. So in regards to that previous video, the only yarn I have left to find is this one, which is not only, there we go, or something as close to it as possible. So I don't mind it being a different brand. I would just like it to resemble this. Now it looks a bit like a pipe cleaner with the string coming through, and it's really fluffy. So that's not the best shot, sorry guys. No, even that's not helping. But if you think you recognise this, if you could pop onto that previous video and stick a message underneath, or even stick a message on this one saying I found something similar, that would be an absolute dream. Right, I'm going to head off now because I'm going to attempt to record the poppy square, and hopefully that'll be to you by the end of the week, sort of by Sunday. And I will see you all soon. Oh, by the way, also I can now do lives, so I was wondering when the best time was going to be, because I don't want to jump on when somebody else is on that you like watching. So if you can leave in comments when the best time would be for you, I will try and sort of match it up, match everybody's comments up, and then maybe do a live next week. So other than that, I will see you all soon. Have a lovely day, stay safe and stay in. Alright, I'll see you all soon. Bye. So here you go, here's the finished mask. I can't breathe under that. Right, let's get on with talking about the next video. Right, and let's finish up this set today with a crochet Hearts of Hope keychain, #04. This is one of my very early patterns, and it is done in a red, I think. So it can be a little bit awkward to see. I'm really sorry about that. I've now learned red and black, you don't use it, or you have to go back and make another video. But the idea behind these are that you make 2. One is a keychain, and one goes on a wristband of some sort, so that if the family member had to go into hospital, they would have the one with the wristband, so that it wouldn't get in the way of any devices, but it also meant that they could look down and see that there's love coming from whoever gave that item to them. And with the keyring, it was the same principle. The other person that held it, they had it in their hands pretty much all the time, and it would mean that the thoughts and positive vibes from that person would hopefully transfer over to the one that was in hospital. But to be honest, these are really, really cute anyway. You don't just have to use them for keyrings. We've got Valentine's coming up, and this pattern would look really good if you made them into a garland maybe, or use the idea of the keychain but made them into wine charms, like wine glass charms or something else. Right, so here is that video. It is a crochet Heart of Hope keychain, #04. Hello my crazies, I'm back with you today to show you how to make these cute little puffy hearts. Now I'm making these as a pair, so one's a keyring and the other one has got a cord attached to it that can be placed around your wrist. Now I'm actually donating these to my local hospital to hand out to COVID-19 patients and their families. Right, for this project we're going to need a hook, a size 4 or an F, some scissors, darning needle and a keychain. Ideally, if you haven't got them, don't worry, a little bit of ribbon or maybe just an identical one to what I've got with a shorter thing on it will work just as well. And then you need some red. Now I'm actually doubling up on this. Now this is a DK weight, DK weight, so I'm doubling up on it. So an Aran would work beautifully as well with this project, but just the one strand. Right, now this is quite a lovely, quick and simple project. Now I think the worst bit of it is the magic slip knot. Now this is where we do a slip knot but the wrong way round. Right, so let's get to work. What we're going to do first is chain up 3. Now into the first slip stitch, which is by the knot, we are going to place a treble crochet. So to create your treble crochet, you twist your wool twice, you go in through the first stitch, pull up, hook over, pull through 2, hook over, pull through 2, hook over and pull through 2. Now we're going to do that for a total of 3 stitches. So let's hook over twice, into the same slip stitch, hook over, pull through 2, hook over, pull through 2, hook over, pull through 2. I'll do that for the third. There we go, so we've got your first 3 in. Okay, so for the next step we are going to chain over and we are going to place 3 double crochets into the same hole. Now we're going to chain 1. Now we're going to do another treble crochet. Chain 1 again. Now what we're going to do is we're going to be doing the same stitches but in reverse. So we are up for 3 double crochets. Now 3 treble crochets. You can start to see the shape now. Now we're matching this side, so we are going to do a chain of 2, and then a slip stitch into the centre stitch again, pull it up and pull it tight. Okay, you can take your hook out for a moment. Now we turn it round, we get the strands here and we give them a gentle tug, and that will help to close the hole at the front. Grab your darning needle. Now this is where I'm a bit cheeky. I'm not going to sew in a lot on this, it's just enough to hold the stitches and everything in place, and any leftover wool that's still attached to the project I'm actually going to be using as stuffing. So all I've done there is slip my needle under one stitch so that I can tie a cheeky knot in it on the back side of your work, and just to secure everything there with those threads. Okay, now it's just a case of pulling this end up a little bit more. If you feel comfortable, if you want to add another slip stitch in, you can, but for the first half of this, that's it, just cut it off and you're done. Now we're going to make another one of these, but don't cut off your yarn. I'll meet you back at the end of the second one. Right, so I'm back with you now at the end of the second heart. I'm just doing my chain 2. Now before I join this, I'm going to grab my little chain here, pop it on the hook, and then I'm going to do a slip stitch through both parts, so that's the loop as well as the stitch. Now I'm going to pull up my yarn. I'm not cutting this off, which I'll show you in a minute. Now it's the case of tightening the back, doing that cheeky little stitch, there we go. So we're just tying the knot in the back. Again, don't worry about cutting these off, we are going to be using these to stuff it, to give it a little bit more of a bump. Right, now so to join these, what we're going to do is we're going to place them back to back. Make sure that all your tails are off to one side. Now we are going to surface crochet, I believe it's called. So we're going to pop our hook through the first stitch on the top part and first stitch on the back part. Pick up your yarn, you're going to pull through and then pull through the loop on your hook. Now we're going to carry that on all the way around, so just make sure that you match up with your corresponding stitches on each section. Okay, and we're just going to make our way all the way around until we get to about here, and that's where I'll meet you in a second. Alright, just to show you the next step. Alright, so I'm back with you. So at this point I grab my tails and I pop them in and just push them around a little so they're out of the way of where I'm working, and then when it closes up you can just give it a little wiggle and move those tails to sit where you want them to, and it gives it a little bit more of a bounce. So it's just a case of finishing off now. your last few stitches. There we go. The last one's normally a bit of a pain, but there we go. So just do a slip stitch and pull up just enough so that you've got enough to sew in your ends. There we go. Pop it onto your needle. Now what I actually like to do at this point is I like to add another stitch through the hook there, the chain there, just to ensure that it gives it a bit of extra stability, doesn't it? There we go. So that's it from the front, that's it from the back. Now it's just a case of running your needle in. Again, I'm a bit cheeky here. I know a lot of you are a lot better at sewing your ends in than I probably am. So if you just weave your ends through, or you can tie a cheeky knot and then weave, then you know you've not got to worry about anything slipping out and it undoing. Now for the one for the patient, all I do is I do not worry about putting the chain on, but when I get to this point here I pull up a lot more yarn, and then I use that yarn to make the loop, and then just sew in the end as I've just done here with a little knot, and then sew in all the straight, like the stray end, and that's it. That's basically going to be your matching hearts. Now of course you can do this with any yarn you want. I've used the red because this is what was left out of the project that me and my daughter have been working on, and I think my next one's probably going to be some lilac, maybe even some green. It's just a case of what you've got, because the families are going to appreciate it, and so are the patients. Right, so that's it. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you could subscribe if you're not, that would be brilliant. Also please like and leave me a little comment, give me a thumbs up, that would be amazing. I will see you all soon. Now stay in, stay safe. Bye bye for now. Right, so that is it for today's Throwback Friday. God, I need to put my teeth back in. Right, I hope you enjoyed it. Any questions, any comments, pop them down below. It would be really lovely if you could give it a cheeky thumbs up, and make sure you're subscribed, because remember there is that competition still going and you don't want to miss out if them bots have unsubscribed you. Right, I'm going to head off now. I will see you all really soon. So if you can, stay in and definitely stay safe, and ta-ra for now.